Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? I know I did for several years before I actually started. I had so many questions. How do I record? Do I need a fancy microphone? Do I need expensive cameras? Do I need to hire somebody? Do I need editing software? Do I need a studio? Do I need a website to, distribute this? How do I pay for a website and hosting? How do I get people to listen? How do I make money? And I struggle with this, and all those questions are the reason why it took me forever to just start. And the awesome thing is that Anchor solves all these questions. They answer all these questions. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. It's ridiculous. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. I'm just in my third episode in, and this is my first ad, and they're giving me $10 for this ad. It's only $10, but it's a start, and it'll lead to more. So if you always wanted to start a podcast and aim to make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start. In order to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. Can't wait to hear you. And welcome back, Kyle High Club. This is episode 7 on March 7th, 2019, Thursday. I guess just a quick personal update on me. This past weekend, last Friday on the 1st, I went to a Christina Pazsitzky comedy show. She's Tom Segura's wife and also a famous comedian. And it was fucking awesome. She was hilarious. The opener and the featured comic were really funny as well. I think that's what they call the guy in the middle. I don't know. And then the headliner is Pazsitzky. And she was fucking hilarious. And yeah, I had a really good time. I ended up having a couple drinks, I was feeling good, had a good time. But unfortunately, and it was snowing that night, and I decided to go out, a couple places, go to some bars, just try to meet some people, see if I can meet some lady friends. Probably had a little too much to drink, but I wasn't plastered, I wasn't hammered. But unfortunately, on the walk back to my car, I slipped on some ice and fucking busted the fuck out of my head. And it fucked me up instantly. I remember walking around the streets just like, fuck, like my head fucking hurts, like so bad. I think I remember I met up with some random dude, I don't remember how, but he wanted to smoke. So I went back to my car, realized I didn't have the bud on me, so he was like, well, fuck this. And then he was like, dude, you should get an Uber, like, you're kind of fucked up. I was like, and I don't remember, I think I refused, but then pretty sure I tried to get one, because I saw in my car the next morning that tried ordering an Uber like 7 times, and it got declined each time. And fucking bank shut my car down because 2 separate times that night I withdrew $100 from an ATM, which isn't that much money, but I usually don't do shit like that. So they probably just assumed my car was stolen or something like that. And so they shut it down, and I even added a decline charge for McDonald's because I tried to get McDonald's. I ended up paying cash because I had a receipt and woke up on my couch with the worst headache I've ever had in my life. And a bag of McDonald's. What did I have? I had I know I had 2 10-piece McNuggets, so 20-piece McNugget, and oh yeah, some cheesy bacon fries. Jesus. But I mean, the shit was cold by the time I woke up, but it was, put in the nuke it up a little bit, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, I was fucking hungover as fuck, so I needed something. And the worst, I mean, I haven't had any diagnosed concussions, but I'm pretty sure I've had them. I've had, the night of or the day after, like a football game, throbbing headaches. And my mom said I was throwing up one time, but I don't remember that time, so who knows. But as far as I remember, this is the worst, I guess, quote-unquote head injury I've had. I really wouldn't call it an injury because I'm not doing anything but besides like sitting behind a desk. But I mean, I was fucked up all weekend, all Saturday. I just sat on my couch, didn't move. Like, I couldn't chew on the right side of my mouth. Like, I couldn't use my jaw at all. I could barely open my mouth to eat. Like, it sucked. It sucked, but feeling better. Monday felt good. Did an MMA podcast. Tuesday felt fine. Both Monday and Tuesday were kind of stressful work-wise. I just had a lot to do, a lot to deal with, a lot of new stuff I haven't seen before, but expected to continue the same workflow and stuff, which is fine. I like a challenge. I like being busy. I'd rather be busy than, sticking my thumb in my ass all day and looking at Twitter or some bullshit. But I don't know. I felt fine Monday and Tuesday, but then Wednesday, yesterday, I woke up with a pretty bad headache and knew I shouldn't go to work. I just worked from home, did as much as I could. I actually got a good amount done. And then today I felt better as soon as I woke up. I felt great. It kind of felt sluggish, not being able to, going into work because I haven't worked out all week because my head is, at least since Friday, has been off, and through the weekend felt all fucked up. Monday and Tuesday it definitely wasn't 100%. Like, it felt better, but I mean, there's still some pain there now, but it's pretty, at least physically, I think I could start to work out, hit the bag again. But then 3-4 hours in the day, I just got a fucking crazy ass headache and just felt like complete shit. All the lights in the office are too bright. All the constant chattering from any noise was really bothering me. It's just something. I mean, it's just the symptoms of a concussion, but I mean, I don't really know. I want to blame it on that either. I think maybe a little stress-induced headache as well. Work has definitely picked up a little bit, and expectations all for the same money. So, I mean, my review came up, and we'll see how that comes out. But, yeah, it's neither here nor there. But, doing better. I really wanted to do another episode. I haven't done just a regular Kyle High episode. I did an MMA podcast Monday, but I want to do, just a regular episode. Talk about random shit, get high, and fuck it. And today I was like, okay, today's the day. When I woke up, I was like, when I get home, I'll do it. And then my head started hurting, felt like shit. Came home, I slept a little bit, drank a lot of water. And I really still don't feel better now, but it's definitely more manageable. There's not as much bright lights and just background noise and just annoying things around you. I feel like those fluorescent lights in the office, man, they're too bright. They kind of bother me. They really kind of do. But whatever. It's life. I'll deal with it. I'll be fine. I'm hoping I'll be back 100% tomorrow, and definitely in the weekend I can start fucking working out again, because I'm just starting to feel a little stressed out because I'm not able to fucking, punch my stress out or lift some weights out of it. It's all just like bundling up right now because I fucking was an idiot on the weekend. I got too drunk and fucking bumped my head. I'm fucking Humpty Dumpty. Fucking come on, dude. Get your shit together. But whatever. So I just ranted about myself, so that's cool. See what I got written down for these notes. So I guess just because I'm talking about work a little bit, I won't talk about my specific work, but I'll talk in general business and tech terms or whatever. Just in today's age, at least it's my belief that tech and data has to drive business, in the digital age. I don't know many business, like at least large-scale enterprise businesses that aren't operating on internet or have databases or whatever. The only businesses I could think of that might still deal with cash and stuff is tattoo artists, things like that. But even they have credit carding systems, and they give you printed receipts from the machine, all that stuff. But I don't know, I just notice, at least in the large corporate world and just corporate America, at least this isn't my opinion on what I'm about to say isn't based on the ones that are killing it in the game, like Amazon or Google or Apple, Verizon, any of the big tech conglomerate companies, Facebook, Twitter. They obviously know data and technology drives their business because they're a technology and data-driven business. That's why they're so fucking big. But as far as other businesses, like I work for credit union, like services company or whatever. And even though it's definitely technology and data driven, we're still using lots of old technology. Because a lot of these files have been around since, before there was computers, 50s, 60s and shit like that. Like I updated some charter names today that were, back in, their dates are back in the 60s and 50s. That's when these credit unions fucking formed. They're registered with the National Credit Union place or whatever. So it's definitely understandable, and it's hard to migrate when you have stuff in old systems into new systems very rapidly. It's easier to do, but the point I'm making is it's easier to do with technology than it is to do with people. And I'm not saying you should fucking fire everybody that doesn't know technology when it comes to, I don't know, but that's I don't want to say that, but that's kind of my opinion. Like, I feel like if you don't have a technical background, because anybody can learn the business. The business is the business. What are you selling? Are you selling shoes? Are you selling water bottles? What are you selling? Selling plastics? Selling insurance? Selling stocks? What are you selling? Okay. How are you making money? Like, how are you doing that? How are you marketing it? What's your business plan? What are your numbers? Okay, I know the business. Simple. It's simple. A business management degree might be, at least once you get past the introductory courses, it's probably one of the easiest degrees to get, because it's really all just opinion based, and especially in I don't know. I would say especially in today's college, but I think it's good because they teach you how to manage people. It's really a study of people. And yes, you do need managers that know how to manage people within their individual teams and stuff like that, and be able to communicate and have interpersonal relationships with each other, and can trust each other to put their egos aside and work together on whatever the goal is or whatever you're selling or making. So yes, the value of interpersonal skills is heavily needed, but I think you should have some kind of technical background as well, at least if, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm very biased on this, because all I want to say is, like, what do business people do all day? Like, what do they do? Like, literally, the business people who, I guess they literally just have meetings and talk with other business people, and they make decisions on what they want to see and how they want things ran. But they barely even know how to sort an Excel Microsoft sheet. But these people are dictating how their data gets stored forever, and that you can use this data for analytical purposes to increase your business in ways you couldn't by just looking at raw sales numbers, or just asking other people, hey, how are we doing? What should we do? You got raw data and shit that you can analyze and make inferences off of. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just biased on that, and I really don't have too much to say, but I think, and it's just my opinion, I'd be willing to discuss it with somebody that disagrees. But I wouldn't even disagree with them, because I see their side, because you need to have interpersonal skills and people skills, and at least a business knowledge. Like, you need to know, what do you need to know? I was thinking of things of what do you need to know, but I'm like, I don't know. You just need to know, like, it's just business laws, but that's for business lawyers. I don't know. There's just a lot of middle managers and a lot of middle administrators, and I think, in my opinion, probably do nothing all day but talk back and forth and schedule meetings with other business people that don't really know what's going on, at least as far as what's showing up in their databases, their data, or what's driving, this or that, where it's coming from, how can it be upgraded, what's causing, some roadblocks or, obstacles. I don't know, but I guess a fuck what I think. Also related on that, I see a lot of people do this, but what's up with I know what's up with the stickers on the webcam on the laptop. Like, you don't want somebody hacking into your shit and spying on you. Come on, people. Who cares? If they want in, they're going to get in. Are you doing the same on your phone? Because a phone is the same thing as a fucking laptop. It's just smaller. And you can make calls, so it's actually better. It's not as efficient as doing work and stuff, because you don't have a full keyboard, the big screen. You can't have multiple windows, shit like that. Can't run. You can run some, like, spreadsheets and business-related tools and things like that, but you might even be able to develop, too. I'm sure there's fucking programs out there to develop off your phone. But essentially point's the same. Phone is a smaller version of a computer or a laptop. I mean, it's a computer inside of a phone. That's what it is. And there's fucking music on it. Thanks, Steve Jobs. Oops. He was something, man. He tripped acid one day. He's like, Apple. I'm making Apple. Garden of Eden. Let's do it. But for real, let's take the stickers off your laptop, off the webcam laptop. Who gives a fuck if people see you? I don't have one on. I've seen people do it and people talked about it then. And I might have done it for a little bit, but I definitely took it up. I mean, I haven't had it on since whatever. But who cares, you know? What are you worried about? You worried about them seeing you jack off or something? I'm not. I don't give a fuck. Jack off, look straight in the camera, and then fucking flick it off. I hope somebody's watching. It gets me off. No, just kidding. But the point I'm just making is you're not stopping anything with your fucking sticky note cut out over your fucking webcam. Come on. If somebody wants in, they're gonna get in, and you're not gonna stop them. You don't know fucking cybersecurity. I don't know fucking cybersecurity. It's pretty simple. Kind of on the same note, not on the same note, but what happened to approaching a person face to face? It doesn't have to be man to man, be woman to man, woman to woman, man to man, it doesn't matter. Sexual orientation, trans man to man, trans woman, who cares? But if you have a problem with somebody, what happened to just going up and talking to them and be like, yo, what's going on? Like, what the fuck? I thought this was happening, but you said this, or somebody else said this, blah, blah, blah. You know, either that's in your personal life, work, or relationship. At least at work, this hasn't happened to me. Well, I guess it has happened to me in the past. Maybe even today, who knows? But what happened to just talking to them face to face and be like, hey, these are where we're thinking different, you know, I get what you're doing, but I don't see it that way, so this is why I did that, or why I reacted like that. And let's come to a mutual understanding and move forward. But now people just, like, go and cry to their mommies. I say that in a metaphorical sense, of course, but I mean, you experience that as a kid. People would just go and tell their parents. I don't know. Literally, people, instead of, like, just saying it, you have, like, talking to them face to face. Especially if you have sit, like, a couple cubicles next to each other. Instead, they, you know, CC or tag their fucking, like, the boss and upper manager in a fucking email and, like, ask, like, a very direct and, like, questioning question, like, questioning your integrity as a person, as an employee. Where you're just like, it wasn't necessary. You could just talk to me, man. We're just people, bro. Let's figure it out. Why you snitch? I'm not doing anything wrong. Whatever. I guess that's the world we live in. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to a fucking... What am I doing? I'm talking to a fucking microphone. Like, nobody's here. So, I mean, fuck am I to judge, I guess. Don't listen to me. Yeah, here's one thing I really want to talk about, is hate speech, and just speech in general. Even the things I've said on this podcast, past ones, things I'm going to say, things I'll probably get in trouble for saying, words I'll get in trouble for using that I shouldn't use, because somebody told me so. But usually when somebody tells me something without an explanation behind it, I mean, not sure, I'll listen to your explanation if it's logical, sure. I'll listen to it and I won't say that thing. I won't say that word anymore. But or won't do that thing or whatever. Won't do whatever. But if usually in my life when people have just told you straight up this is how it is, and you ask why, they said because I said so, or go take a lap, bitch, or something like that. Go take a lap, pussy. It's usually wrong. And we're really lucky in this country that we do have the First Amendment and the religious, you have the freedom to your own religion, religious worship rights. We also have the freedom of speech, which is awesome. And it doesn't say freedom for good speech, freedom for most speech and some things that we deem inappropriate to say. That's not how the law is written. Sure, if somebody says something that you disagree with, or even something you disagree with me on, or I disagree with you, sure, you can hate them for it. You're allowed to. I'd advise against it. I don't think you should hate somebody just because they say something you don't like, but you're allowed to. You can hate them all you want, but you can't tell them not to say that. You could maybe say, in my opinion, I don't think you should say that because of X, Y, and Z, and give a reason, sure. Instead of saying, hey, fuck you, you fuckhead, you're an asshole. You can't say that. You're offending me, fuck you. Well, then all that other person's going to do is be like, fuck me? Well, fuck you. But, I don't know, I think in our social atmosphere right now, at least in America, and I think it's happening mostly around the world, at least in countries that aren't starving, countries that can afford to fucking have these debates about what's right and what's wrong to say to people. But I think we're on a slippery slope, and this term hate speech it's a very slippery slope and it's mainly because who defines what hate speech is. That is the main reason, because sure, I think we on a community and most people in society, you can't ever say all people. You can never say all people, because there's always going to be bad people who think bad things, who are racist, who are otherist, homophobics or transphobic or whatever. There's and yeah, on a society, most of us, not all of us, most of us can agree on things that we should or should not say. But once we agree on those, certain things, what happens to that list of things we can't say? Is that it? No, of course not. Whenever you make a list, you don't make it shorter, you make it longer. Especially if it's things to reject and cut out of society or cut out of yourself or your behavior. I'd say a lot of us could probably make a longer list of the things we dislike about ourselves than the things we like about ourselves. I bet that, it's kind of a dark way to look at it, I guess. Maybe that's just me, but I'd say a lot of people probably would. If you literally sat them down and be like, okay, write the things you dislike about yourself. Or you'd have to start with, I don't know. I think you could start with either one. It's kind of an experiment I want to do now. So a little social experiment. Write down the things you like, and then write down the things you dislike about yourself. And I'd say most people, I don't know what most people is, maybe 60%, would have a longer list of things they dislike about themselves. Whether that's their hair, their skin complexion, their body weight, whatever. Their calf size, their large feet, whatever it is. Who knows? We all have things we're picky about on just our physical appearance. And then what about your mental appearance, your mental attitude, your things you may or may not have done in the past. And yes, we all have beautiful memories. I have beautiful memories as well. But I don't know. It'd be interesting. So just going off that same thought, I don't know if you'd agree with me or not, but I'd like to see more people would point out the more negative things about themselves than positive. And going off that, that's what hate speech would turn into. There's no coined term good speech. We don't praise somebody and give somebody a cookie for saying something great, amazing, full of wisdom, and in a Morgan Freeman voice as an intro to a movie. Yeah, we pay him millions of dollars, but I guess people get social credit for saying good things as well. But that's even weirder. A social good credit system. Any social credit system is weird. Any social system, I guess. But once you start with this term hate speech, it's just going to grow bigger and bigger into more and more things. We'll get the obvious things out of there, like we shouldn't say the N-word or call people faggots, or even say it. I actually argued, I didn't really argue, I was kind of drunk, but I guess I did argue with somebody back in college about using the word faggot, and they were telling me, some people, feel really bad when they hear that word, and my argument was, it's just a word, they should get over it. And yes, I was young and very dumb at the time, and honestly, I didn't know any I didn't have any gay friends or know any gay people intimately, or at least that I know of. But then, and I was pretty much an asshole about it. But then there's a guy that I work with that's gay, and I had no idea he was gay for a couple months. He just seemed like a normal dude, like football, I'm not saying, yeah, but he just, I don't know, he didn't seem gay to me. He reminded me of my dad. Who knows, maybe my dad's gay. I don't think so, but, he made me. But, and then I actually ended up playing in a gay softball league, and I might play in it again this year. I don't know, though, because this isn't even really a brag, but it kind of is. I might be too good to play on the team that all my coworkers are playing on, so I don't know if I want to do it. I don't really want to be on a team of people I don't really know. It's not, everybody in that league is pretty much gay, but, and I just realized gay people are fucking people, and they're fucking awesome, they're hilarious, they're super nice. One old dude tried to touch my dick, 2 separate occasions. I swatted him. I said, hey, bro, that's kind of weird. I didn't make a scene of it. I kind of took it as a flattery, okay, I guess I'm cute. To this old creepy dude. It's kind of scary, and then I fucking realized what girls fucking go through probably 24/7. Not saying girls are always, guys are trying to grab their pussy. But some are, for sure. Some go crazy. You don't know. You don't know what people are on. So, and I realized, talking actually to my coworkers, I don't think they're married, so not his husband, but at least his partner. If they are married, then my bad, I didn't know. But, they live together, they have dogs together. They're super nice dudes. Super smart guy. And I remember at one of the games, they were trying to get me to do a fucking a drag show. Obviously, I'm not gonna go. Maybe I'd go with some of my guy friends, with some girlfriends too. But I don't know those people that well, and I'm not going to that. Sorry. But they were fucking making fun of me, saying I look cute as a girl and shit. And I just have to take it. And I'm like, and they're like, yeah, his name be Kylie. And then I said something along the lines, because kids are mean back, in school and stuff, kindergarten, first grade, kids would call me Kylie, because sometimes there'd be a girl named Kylie. Sometimes they have it with teachers too. And it didn't really bother me as a kid, but I'm sure it did a little bit. I was like, no, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. But then a coworker's partner, he was like, oh, yeah, well, that's cute. Well, kids used to call me faggot back in school. And he's an older gentleman, I'd say 50s maybe. And I could see, he had a couple beers in him. It was a hot day outside. But I could see in his eyes that that really hurt his feelings when he was a kid. And maybe even so nowadays. And it kind of just, that flip just switched. Even though I had been around these guys and played on the softball team for, I think it was 2 or 3 months. I would never call any of them a faggot or call them anything like that. They're all super nice people. But I always just thought words were words. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's what I grew up on. But I could see the hurt in his eyes when he said that, and I was like, oh, well, I don't feel bad at all for being called Kylie now. I can tell. You were being ridiculed ever since you were young for being something that you were, and something that you felt deep down, and that I couldn't imagine that pain. And, I do my best to try not to say it anymore. If I do say it, I'm never saying it as a insult directed at anybody. I never really did before. Honestly, it might slip out when I'm playing video games, playing Call of Duty or something, and get killed in a fucking dumbass way. It might slip out. But I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not directing it at anybody. The team can't hear you. So, I agree there are some words we shouldn't say. But it's a thin line we have to walk, because it's only going to grow, especially, my main concern is who defines what hate speech is. Everybody has different opinions of hate. I just expressed the opinion how I thought it wasn't quote-unquote hate speech when I was younger, and this was only 3 or 4 years ago, and now I think differently. So my view has changed on what is and what isn't, hateful speech. And so if my opinion can change over time, let's just say I don't think something else is hateful, or somebody calls me Kylie again, and I'm like, okay, that's it. You misgender me, and that hurts my feelings. And I think you should be thrown in jail or reprimanded. I don't know. I think it's a dangerous slope. Sure, maybe if I thought, I think I am a Kyle, and I'm a guy. And if someone called me Kyle, honestly, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Because that's not who I am. And I never thought about, obviously being a girl or anything like that, or transitioning, so I don't know how those people in their minds think. So I honestly don't know. I know there were some people that were either transitioning or about to transition on the softball teams. I didn't know at the time, but we've talked about it later on. I'm a coworker. I don't know. I don't know that area at all, but I think it's just a slippery slope what we define as hate speech, because today it's really just used to protect protected social groups, like people that have been honestly marginalized in the past, such as black people who are this country, the United States of America, is built honestly on racism and slavery. That was a huge backbone of the economy, especially of the southern states, and that's just a fact, and it sucks, fucking blows, and there was a word used that defamed them then, so now it's it is an insult to say it now, and it's rude, and so we don't, and I'd say pretty much everybody agrees on that, except for black people, because I say it all the time, but that's cool, I don't care, do what you want. I don't care at the end of the day. But today it's hate speech will be used to protect marginalized people, which I think it probably should. Like, we shouldn't be saying bad things towards anybody, but you can't enforce it in law, because that's a very slippery slope, because hate it's not in an objective definition, it's very subjective. It's based on who's the judge and who's arresting the people that's carrying out these laws, who's executing them. And those would differ. I bet you'd see a lot of cases where people get arrested for hate speech, and then a judge rules it's not that bad. They make the penalty less, or just expunge it altogether, because it's a subjective thing. And the thing about it being subjective, especially by people in power and people who want to control people, and especially control what people say, most countries don't have freedom of speech. Fucking Canada doesn't. You can get in trouble for saying the wrong thing to somebody. People have been fined thousands of dollars for a joke they did in a comedy set, in a comedy routine, where people go and pay to see comedy, and they know people are going to joke about things that may be or may not be real, and they're going to express some things that may or may not be true, or they may or may not believe. It's there to make you laugh, and that's it. If you get offended, that's on you, honestly. And yes, you can get offended from some jokes and not find them funny. Sure, you can not find them funny. Or maybe the joke needs to be written better or done better, but at the end of the day, we can't censor speech. We just can't. Even if it's bad speech, even if it's shit we don't agree with, the best thing you can do is say, you can say, I don't think you should be allowed to say that. Or no, I don't even think you should say that. Nope. But you could say, I don't like that you said that, and here's why. Here's why saying that is wrong. But if you just censor and shut people down, instantly, they're just gonna double down. That's what people do. We don't like we say we like change, especially if you're in business and technology. You're like, oh yeah, I can change. I'm very capable. I can do it. But we're not. Our biology is still pretty much the same since we've been like hunter-gatherers. Our DNA hasn't caught up that much to the world we're living in. It hasn't changed that much. Still the same thing. I think our computing power has definitely increased. Knowledge capacity, things like that. But I think on the DNA molecular level, I don't think there's that much of a difference compared to the differences across all of biology and just the universe over 14 billion years. So I think we need to slow down. If people say some hateful shit, I don't like it either, but I think they should be allowed to say it. And more importantly, people should be allowed to fucking shit on them for it afterwards. I mean, you can't shut them down, but at least, express an opinion towards it. Don't just scream at people with emotion. Emotion doesn't solve conflicts. At least logic makes conflicts, I guess. Emotion can cause conflicts in relationships where you just look past all the other bullshit and realize the emotion's so strong, I'm gonna do no matter what for you. So yeah, in that sense. But if it's somebody you disagree with, I doubt that's how you feel towards them. So logic reason should trump emotion in that sense. And just further on, you can't censor hate speech, and pretty much everything's rigged. The political system's rigged. It's all fucking rigged. It's all a game. The best way you can know is a game, because we have a political system where we voluntarily vote for representatives, people that are supposed to do the bidding of the people. And we make our votes entirely based off what they're saying and what they're doing and their biases and their track record. And you should take what a person has done in their past and definitely examine it and go forth with it. But just the fact that we're voting based on biases, and candidates predetermined biases, I think it's wild to think about. Because I guess there's no other way to do it, because you're not going to know who somebody is in said role until they're in that role, and then once they have that role, it's too late. They're already in. They're already voted in. I don't know. But it's just funny how we vote based off of, okay, I'm on the red team. Oh, I like the red team, or I agree with some things from the red team, or at least I agree with what this candidate is saying, and it aligns with what I think as well, and what I think of the world. And really, just what you think of the world and your political opinion or anything like that, no matter what opinion you have on any topic, including the words I'm saying right now, I'm going to say. It's just bias. You're entirely biased off of your own living experience. As I said before, I didn't have any gay friends or friends that were gay when I was younger, so I didn't know how gay people were or anything. I just assumed, that all of them talked in a high-pitched voice and, just liked fucking guys. I didn't know. Which I guess, that's what being gay is. You like fucking dudes. But, they're just normal. Everyone's just a person. They're just people too, and super friendly. Basically, every single gay person I met in the softball league was super friendly. Maybe they're trying to fuck me, I don't know, but just, we all are biased, and yes, your biases can change over time, but either way, you're still biased. Now, I think, most gay people are, like, super fucking nice. Super fucking nice. Maybe a little too nice, a little creepy, but, now that's my bias. My bias of people that grew up in white picket fence neighborhoods, spoiled around kids, and then I realized, I am one of those kids. And yeah, I've definitely spoiled a little bit. I've had my privilege, so to speak. Sure, I haven't struggled as much as others, and I don't envy the struggle, even though the struggle is what builds a human, what makes them stronger. We're all biased in the fact that we're voting for people to represent us when we know they're not, and they just do whatever the fuck they want when they get in there, point whoever the fuck they want, and do whatever the fuck they want to do. I think that's crazy. Why can't we really just rule ourselves? All of us. No, I don't know how to do that. I've had a crazy idea where we should have a fucking app. Honestly, we should just have an app, and each week, every week, we have certain things that we vote on. All of us. All 320 plus million. If you have an app or an internet connection or anything like that, and we're already all connected. So, we might as well just stop playing this charade, and we might as well just hook up to the grid and the system, right? Or get the fuck off it. I kind of want to get off of it, but at the same time, how am I going to talk into the microphone for this? And sure, nobody might ever listen, but nobody's really going to listen if I'm off the grid. Come on. Why would you want to do that? So, I don't know. And it's a crazy high idea, because the instant first negative thing you think of is, no, we can't have an app, stupid, where all American people vote on, certain issues going on. Or should we make this law a law? Should it be passed? Instead of these fucking old-ass Congress people that with fucking corporations in their pockets and, pretty much all the evil people you could ever think of, lining their pockets. Because nobody, yes, there's some people out there contributing to political campaigns because they like this person, they think they can make the country better, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, they want something out of it, and it's just a selfish endeavor, because pretty much everything is, as a human. Even if you're trying to help people, it's selfish, because the most I guess I reason that people say they like helping people is because it makes them feel good. Well, that's selfish then. You're only helping them because you're trying to feel good. You're trying to get that little rush you get from helping them, helping somebody worse than yourself. I'm not saying you shouldn't help people. You definitely should. We all should help each other. We should all be a large-ass community. But at the same time, if we had that voting system, I think it'd be pretty easy to hack in that bitch. We'd have to put it on the blockchain. But no, not everybody's going to be connected to the blockchain, and then we're just going to have fucking millionaires make out bots to go on the blockchain and fucking vote how they want. Create fake people, create fake dead people names, write Abraham Lincoln 10,000 times. I mean, they do that with paper ballots. How are you not going to do it on a fucking computer where literally a human eye can't scan enough? You can't scan that many of those votes that fast. Yes, I think we should leverage it, but it's hard to protect. Especially the fucking polling systems we use now. You shouldn't believe any election. It's probably already bought. Honestly, all I gotta do is buy the people that make the machines. Or not even that, you buy the people that collect the tallies afterwards, or I don't know, you can do it hundreds of ways. I could think of more ways to probably, even though I'm not a hacker, I don't know how to hack and shit, but I kind of understand how you can, or set off a trigger so it does trigger, towards one guy or another. A system, at least. I might not understand the factors and how I'm getting into it, but I know how you can do it once you're in, and I know you can get in. It's simple to get in. You just gotta know somebody. You just gotta pay somebody some money. And people that we're gonna pay to do that are trying to influence shit. Honestly, that's what I would do if I was a fucking multi-billionaire. Even if it was to get fucking weed passed or drugs decriminalized. I'd do the same shit. I'm gonna fucking rig the election towards yes. Like, it's a long time coming. Come on, what the fuck are we doing? All the fucking hippies in San Francisco and Google fucking microdosing on LSD every day, but yeah, you guys aren't fucking... you guys aren't hacking shit to where you say 100% of the people are in for legalization. Like, come on. You have the data, just do it. Talk about fight the power. Come on. You're part of the shit. I mean, we all are. But it's okay. Just stop pretending. Stop pretending. It goes for myself. It goes for you. It goes, I wish everybody in power would stop pretending either. Just tell us what it is. Tell us what's going on. Tell us all the Black Ops, CIA shit you're doing. See if we can handle it. If you really do have some Black Ops conspiracy theory shit where you're trying to kill the entire world and restart, just tell us. Because about half of us will go insane instantly and be like, oh my god, it is true. And flick a switch in their brain and they'd fucking go insane. I think I'd be fine. Be like, I told you, like, what'd you think? And I'd show up at work the next day. Hey, or at least work from home. Say, hey, what's up with that paycheck? You guys still paying? Okay, I'm still here. What are we doing? I'm trying to survive. That's it. I think that's what we're trying to do. So I don't blame you. But if there was, I don't know, my advice to the big man upstairs, and I don't mean God, and I don't mean this either, it's a joke. I mean Donald Trump, I mean the government, the big man upstairs, running shit. Hey, just tell us, man. Tell us there's aliens. Whatever. I think most of us can handle it, and those that can't, you got your CIA Black Ops shit handled. All you had to do is tell them the truth. You're so scared of telling people the truth because you think we can't handle it. Think we're weak. Try us, bitch. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't fucking know. I'm really just rambling on. I'm done with my notes. I got less than 2 minutes left, so I think we'll call it quits. Thanks for being with me in this abyss. on this rock floating in space, in infinite space, as far as we know. Have a great night, and I love you.